School is brought to you by BASF and Pride Seeds.
Now we have seen frost touch some parts, particularly here in southern Manitoba. Dieter, what kind of impact will that have on yields, or how can growers go about assessing that?
Well, we often talk about once you've kind of lost your green and healthy leaf like this, and it has turned into something that looks more like this, then yield impact can be anywhere from 5 to 20%. And as I said, that can be frost or disease. And certainly, you know, as I touched on, as that stalk is still green, that plant is still going to try to put a lot of energy into maturing that cob, and so that's why it's a bit of a range from 5 to 20%. But is there going to be yield impact? Yes, unfortunately there is. It's probably not something that most growers want to hear, but it is reality, and there is going to be an impact. Those growers that escape the frost and still have healthy plants, like the one beside and behind me here, are very fortunate. And you know, I would like to think that we can still have great yielding crops. And as I said, if this week bears out to be a warm and dry one, we're going to see this crop put on a bit more yield and certainly mature as we go along, and that should bear itself out in test weights or bushel weights.
Will growers be able to tell the difference whether it was frost or Gosses that impacted yield?
Well, certainly once the leaf has has deteriorated to this stage, it's going to be impossible to tell. There are some plants that have a few more telltale signs, that have a little more blotchiness to them. But this time of year, it's going to be very hard to tell. So you can look at, if you can find one that has some blotches, that has some more telltale Goss signs, or you can certainly look at the map in terms of what areas were affected by frost, and I would suspect that most growers will certainly know if they've been touched by frost or Gosses. Your other crops and your ditches and fields will show where you've had the frost. Some of the plants, as I said, have made it through the frost remarkably well, only losing a few leaves, and some leaves are still green, and the stalks are still green, and that crop is still maturing. So,
all right. Thank you for your time, Dieter.
Thank you.